Thank you, Reese. And oh, the hype machine is humming in Lincoln. From 4 wins a year ago to a preseason ranking this year. An opening day now for season 2 under Scott Frost. And a date with South Alabama. It's ESPN College Football presented by Xfinity. And of course, the native son, he has returned and he's bringing hope and that high-powered offense as the Huskers take the field. It's year 2 with Scott Frost. And high expectations today for a big season that will start here at Memorial Stadium. And we welcome you to Lincoln. I'm Beth Bowens, along with Anthony Beck. We've got Rocky Boyman with us today as well. And we've also got one of the leaders for the Heisman Hopeful Talk as we get set to start the new year with Adrian Martinez.
If you could construct the perfect dual-threat quarterback, this might be the guy today in this football game. And when you break Adrian Martinez down on film, he is exciting. He's got strong arm, he's got accuracy, his running ability with his thick lower torso is incredible, and his ability to get the ball down the field is just with ease. I want to see how he takes his game to the next level. He was exciting his freshman year, but what does he bring to the table now as the true leader for this Nebraska offense?
High expectations for Adrian and this entire offense, but what we're not sure and what we're about to find out, Rocky, is how good this defense can be.
No question, Beth. What's going to determine whether or not Nebraska contends in the Big Ten this season is going to come down to the play of their defense, and most importantly, how they stop the run. Last year gave up 5 yards per carry, but help has come from the outside. Graduate transfer from Oklahoma State, Darian Daniels, 6'4" nose tackle, a biscuit or two shy of 350. He's been the talk of camp. They really think he can solidify that defensive line and allow those linebackers to run around and make plays.
The other news, of course, coming out of Nebraska, no official announcement this morning on the status of Maurice Washington, their leading returning rusher, whose status is unknown up until game time due to some ongoing legal issues off the field back home in his native California. He is suited up today. He was running through all the pregame drills with his teammates, so we'll see if he gets on the field today. Bobbled by Wan'Dale Robinson, their highly prized freshman who does manage to get it back out close to the 20-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over with Adrian Martinez, a freshman All-American a year ago and ready to roll for year 2. And Martinez, the 6'2", 225-pound sophomore out of Fresno, threw for over 2,600 yards, ran for over 600. And he's got Dedrick Mills in the backfield with him. And the pitch to Wan'Dale Robinson. And if you followed the Huskers in the offseason, Anthony, a lot of talk about he might be able to do some things that Rondale Moore did last year at Purdue.
Yeah, you're right. He's an incredible prospect. Mr. Kentucky, he has done amazing things in the high school level. And now they feel like they can utilize him everywhere on the field, in the slot, in the backfield, and now in motion.
Out of Frankfort, Kentucky. They'll bluff him there and toss it to the tight end on the move. Jack Stoll, who's on the Mackey watch list this year for tight end of the year, and a 14-yard hookup.
He's going to be a big-time player for him, but the mullet, folks, the mullet that's growing in the back of his helmet is exactly what tells me the story and the tale of the tape of this young man. Look at the power and the strength. Good to get him involved early on in this game.
Might be better than Mike Gundy's. I'm just going to throw that out there early in the new year. And they will run it up the middle, and some power from Mills, and that's what they're counting on. He's going to be their bull.
Yeah, freakish strength, very strong lower body. He's a big boy, downhill runner. That's the kind of running back I think, to me, Frost wants at least set the tempo in the season, and he'll utilize him early on this year.
Started out at Georgia Tech, then went to junior college, and now arriving in Lincoln. And I think that's Matt Farniak, the right tackle, who moved a little early.
Full start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So for Martinez, here's what we can expect from him.
Yeah,
Anthony.
we talked about dual threat, deceptive speed. You wouldn't think he's as fast as he is, but when he runs, he's outstanding. The biggest thing they want to see from him, Beth, this year is efficiency through his progressions. So getting 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, they feel like they always have an answer for every defense that's being played, and Scott Frost wants him to take that next level as a passer.
Of course, Frost, a national champion quarterback himself here at Nebraska, and Mario Verduzco, their quarterback coach rather, who Frost says is the best he's ever been around. They've even made some adjustments to Martinez's throwing style, and he'll hook up with J.D. Spielman, his top target for a first down.
See the tempo now offensively. Spielman, one of their best productive receivers last season. This is what they're trying to do, and you see the bodies coming off on defense for South Alabama trying to get set.
Some big chunk plays already in this drive. We got another flag down coming from back in the secondary.
Illegal substitution. Defense had 12 men in the formation. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, they want to go really fast, and that could be a problem for the Jaguars.
Inside post route, nice job clearing the zone. J.D. Spielman with great hands on target. We talked about Martinez and his accuracy. Down the field will be the big key for me as he grows as a young passer.
Looking out of the gun, and wide open, running down the seam, stole the tight end. First and goal, Huskers from the 5.
We're talking tight ends way too early in this game. I love it, Beth. It's an RPO, sucked down the backer. It's hard to defend a guy that's 6'4", 260 pounds. Stoll is taking advantage of that mismatch early on.
42 yards through the air, and now on the ground. Mills to the 3.
Guys, I'm sorry, Beth, from down here, you can really tell the amount of movement on the offensive line. That big run right there. Offensive tackle pulled inside is so hard for the eyes of these linebackers here to see everything Nebraska's doing.
They've got some experience on both sides with Farniak and Brendan Hymas, who's on the left side. And they are really high on their young center, Cameron Juergens, just a redshirt freshman. Mills will change a direction, and the lunge gets him in. Breaks the plane, touchdown Huskers.
South Alabama defensive coordinator Greg Stewart was worried about eye candy. Motions pre-snap, you got the fake handoffs, the RPOs, you see the motion there, and Mills just goes to work. He's known for his power, but one step cut. The question is, Beth, was his knee down prior to that ball crossing the goal line right before he stretched out? They're going to check it.
Yep, our referee Mike Cannon, eyes on the sideline just to see.
Ruling on the previous play was a touchdown. The play is under further review.
Fans are not happy.
Well, they already released all their balloons.
Oh, they did.
First
That's a problem.
touchdown of the day of the season. They can't get them back.
You'll see him here. Defenders got him wrapped up. Yeah. Clearly, his knee and arm and leg are all down prior to the ball crossing the end zone, so it'll be right on the 1-inch yard line.
Is there a hand underneath the knee? This is when we start talking like we're looking at the operation board. The knee's not down there.
The calf looks like it's
Is it down there?
Possible. Any part of that leg, Beth, that's touching, you're right. The shin, the
He does a good job, Anthony, with the left hand to not let him fall down to the wrist. That would have put him down, but. It may nullify our first look at Dylan Jorgensen, who is not their starting kicker.
After review, the runner was down when the ball was at the half-yard line.
Yep.
We'll bring up third down and goal. Hash number 5. Clock will start on my ready for play.
Great job by our camera crew and the guys in the truck there to find the hand under the knee, but then it rolled over onto the calf. So 9th play of this drive now that started back on their own 19. It's Mills again offset. They'll let him try again, and he's in. Touchdown Huskers. And the first for Dedrick Mills in a Nebraska uniform.
Transferred from JUCO, was at Georgia Tech. 770 yards there, 12 touchdowns, Beth. Productive back. I'll tell you, this backfield, along with Martinez, a lot of power. They even got a true freshman, Ramir Johnson, as well. He's going to get some action later on.
So here is a look at Jorgensen, who's replacing the injured Barrett Pickering. And he is true on the PAT. Time for some tight end love with Anthony Becht.
Loaded up. Listen, when in doubt, get it to the tight end, rumbling, stumbling down the field. Look at this guy. The mullet's flowing. He's catching the ball down the middle and then get behind the big uglies to drive into the touchdown. Nebraska's up early, 7-0.
For the season opener for the Cornhuskers.
The South Alabama coach is challenging the previous play of an incomplete pass. Since we had a false start, and he requested that challenge before the snap, we will honor that challenge. Timeout.
Well, as we welcome you back to Lincoln, and apologies for the technical difficulties that we've been having. Just a moment ago, they had a third down play that was ruled incomplete. It would have been enough for the first down, or a second down play, excuse me. And they're challenging this call of incomplete to Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah, the ball bounces, but it's his hands under the ball when it hits his body. That's the angle we're going to need for them to get this overturned.
They're looking at it upstairs. The ruling on the field was incomplete pass.
There's another angle here. It goes down low. I don't know if you can clearly see his hand under the football. You could guess and say it looks like it, but it's got to be. I don't think they're going to have enough information there, Beth, to overturn that.
If it does wind up being a catch, it looked like it was the linebacker, Mo Berry, that either came up too quick and didn't recognize pass, but that's where the receiver got behind.
And that's that RPO. You know, you see the linebacker, Mo Barry there, he gets sucked in. If you've got to complete those passes if you're Johnson for this team to really keep this powerful offense in Nebraska off the field.
I mean, that is the art of the RPO, is you make the defense wrong. Whatever decision he makes, if Mo Berry comes up, you hit the slant in behind him there, but you're right, they got to complete those plays when they're there.
Well, just to catch you up, too, with what's going on in the Nebraska secondary, they have their two corners back, but they did lose both their starting safeties down the middle of the field. They've replaced Trey Neal and Aaron Williams with Deontay Williams and Markel Dismuke. And we're going to see Cam Taylor, number 5, pretty much everywhere back there. They really like his athleticism. Corner, safety, nickel, you name it.
After review, the ruling on the field stands of an incomplete pass. Because the coach challenged before the snap, we do not have a snap, therefore we will not enforce the false start penalty. That is South Alabama's challenge for the game, and it's their first time out. It will be 3rd down and 6. Clock will start on the snap.
So they lose the timeout on the challenge there.
It's 3rd and 6 from the 48.
Eric Shenander, the defensive coordinator for Nebraska, looking on, and now back to a 3rd and 6 from their own 48-yard line.
That man-to-man across the board. Someone has to win one-on-one coverage. Some of the best corners in the Big Ten for Nebraska, right in the faces of South Alabama.
Minter on the move, Baker out of the slot. They'll throw the other way and try the tunnel screen to Tolbert, and he dropped it.
Lamar Jackson, returning starter, long. That's the one word I could say. 6'3", 215. Me and Rocky saw him before the game. He's got some very long arms, able to reach and get in the spots a lot of cornerbacks at his size can't get.
Jack Brooks on to punt, and J.D. Spielman back at his own 13-yard line. Spielman will fair catch it right around the 11. And that's where the Huskers will have it with Adrian Martinez and company in an early 7-0 Husker lead. Now the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame class recognized today here in Lincoln. Amongst the members going in, the coach's mom, Carol Frost, one of the greatest athletes in state history, and was the first female from Nebraska to ever compete in the Olympics back in 1968. And you also may have recognized Grant Wistrom, member of 3 national championship teams and the 3-time All-American here at Nebraska. He was recognized as well today. Huskers scored the first time they had it, and here they go with their second possession, starting out at their own 11. And it's Dedrick Mills who scored the first touchdown, getting the first carry there. Martinez was 3 of 4 for 73 yards, including a big play to Jack Stoll, the tight end, down the seam for 42. Martinez will keep on the RPO and cut down for a loss in the backfield. DJ Daniels. Good job on the push to get back there.
That's a really nice job. You actually watched the defense. Everybody was in place. They had a guy on the running back, the pitcher, and then the quarterback. You got to make those tackles. Put Martinez in 3rd and long is exactly what this defense has to try to do.
Coordinator Greg Stewart really likes their speed this year. Says they're a lot faster, especially in the back.
7 at the line of scrimmage. Bet they pull out 2.
On 3rd and 12, Martinez into traffic, almost intercepted, and should have been picked by Keith Gallman. If there was a lingering issue, right, Anthony, it was the turnovers last year from Adrian that he wanted to eliminate.
You're right. Safety just eyeballs this. He throws it to a spot almost as if he didn't even know the safety was there. You have to see the field clearly. Huge opportunity there for Gallman to make a big play in this game. Those are opportunities the Jags cannot let go.
Isaac Armstrong on 4th down out of his own end zone with Trey Minter around midfield as the Jaguars try and flip the field here. And that one will spin out of bounds in Nebraska territory. Jaguars, after the 32-yard punt, will start out on the other side. And to see how your school can compete. They've only been selling them out here for 369 games in a row. Over the last 57 years, not a seat in the house. Second possession here for South Alabama.
Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
And they will set themselves back. They'll still stay on the Nebraska side of the field. And let's see if they start to get Trey Minter involved a little more, the senior out of Georgia, who's on both the Doak Walker and Paul Horning preseason watch lists.
One of the best athletes in really the FBS. Number 8 last year in all-purpose yards per game with 150.3 yards. He is a very versatile back that can do a lot out of the backfield and on the outside.
150 all-purpose yards per game a year ago. And Cephas Johnson to the air and couldn't hook up with Jalen Tolbert, throw a little bit behind him. Coaches are excited about the quarterback, just needs some more experience and more playing time.
Yeah, they were excited about him last year.
Yeah.
You know, they thought he would be the starter last season. Didn't really come to fruition. Now this season, they said his offseason's been incredible. His arm strength, he's got all the tangible things you want to see out of a quarterback. He's a big guy, he can see over the line of scrimmage. He just got to go out there and do it. Huge test today versus Nebraska defense.
Spread it out here with 4 wide receivers and get the ball to one of their playmakers, Kawan Baker, who gets the corner and down inside the 35-yard line. He's close to the yard to gain. Let's see where the spot is. Dismuke ran him out.
Very good. Rarely going to get Baker to run out of bounds on his own. He's a physical receiver. They all talked about his toughness at the position. And he is a movable piece for him. Great job cutting down the outside. That's a big guy, number 95 in Ben Stilley. They're able to get down. Big opportunity here on 3rd and short.
Minter Good push by the D-line for Nebraska, but an even better second effort by Trey. First down, Jags.
Solid blocking, you talked about it. There were several holes. He didn't really hit him. He went the long way, went around, then he came back underneath. But that's that kind of versatility you see out of him, finding space, making a play. It's a big first down. You got to gain momentum when you're playing a team like Nebraska. South Alabama has to figure out ways to convert those third downs moving in the game.
Dropped where they had Devin Flanord on the slant. Couldn't hold on to Caprio Boodle with the coverage.
You got to gain confidence in your quarterback, and you has to go out there and make these completions. But you got to help him as a receiver. That's 2 drop balls. They had a low ball early on that hit the ground as well. You got to help this starter out and give Johnson a chance to be successful.
Minner offset, Baker to the bottom of your screen. Under pressure. Johnson gets away from the first, but not the rest. Will Honus and Mo Berry got back there quickly in a loss of 7.
Yeah, Mo Berry. He's the guy, man. He is a disruptor, and you're going to see him just shoot it right here. You got to get a body on this guy, because if you give him a free lane and he strikes and he comes clean, he's going to make a play. He disrupts in the backfield. Good job cleaning that up by Honus. It's exactly the kind of play they're talking about from their linebackers. Very inexperienced outside Barry. Getting an opportunity there to make some splash plays.
Those delayed blitzes like that are so hard for an offensive lineman to pick up.
Johnson slips on the QB draw, still trying to make something happen. And he will get back close to the original line of scrimmage. And we got a late flag on a late hit coming in here.
Maybe on Deontay Williams, the strong safety. Huge mistake here. And you talked about it, Beth. First-time starters at the safety position.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense, number 8. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
So number 8 right here steps out of bounds, hits him late. It's kind of a timing thing. I wouldn't say I was purposely trying to drive through him, but you got to have a little bit of timing and ability when that guy gets to the sidelines, and just a poor decision there by Williams.
When Coach Shenander told us, the defensive coordinator, Anthony, before the game, that Williams was the hitter, he loves to run around, hit people, just a little too late right there.
Trips right, and the new back now is Jared Wilson. He'll get the call. Picked up a couple. Carlos Davis, the senior from Blue Springs, Missouri.
Down here on the field, that was a really nice wall the defensive line for Nebraska formed right there. You can see the linebackers confident, they can shoot some gaps down there when that wall is created.
See Daniels and Davis in the inside. White pants don't normally, it's not a trimming color, Beth. These are big guys down there making the push at the offensive line.
Johnson inside the 5, corralled and hauled out of bounds. It's going to set him up first and goal here from the 3-yard line. And did Williams have another problem? Boy, that looks like a horse collar tackle right there.
They pulled that on that back of that jersey.
No flag.
Official was right on the spot there.
First and goal, Jags. Minter's back in there at tailback. Johnson will keep. Williams missed a chance in the backfield, and Cephas finds Pater. Touchdown, South Alabama, and a PAT away from tying it up.
I'll tell you, this is a nice move in the backfield by Johnson. Able to wiggle. See a lot of bodies and defenders jumping and reaching, which tells me they're not in the position to make the play and make the tackle. Johnson takes advantage of it.
Frankie Onate, the sophomore out of Jacksonville, Florida. Got it. taking advantage of the short field and a help from a big penalty, and they cash it in.
Watch the edge. Great job by the tight end. Williams is on the spot. You got to break down. Rocky said he's a big hitter. He's got to contain himself, break his feet down, and make the play.
It almost, Anthony, looked like he was trying to make up for the hit out of bounds there. He wanted to go make a big play, and you're right. He didn't settle, was just a little too aggressive right there.
Those are the small details, Rocky. You're right. I mean, to come back and forget about, have a short-term memory, be able to regroup as a player. You don't have the experience. You've got to show your coordinator and your teammates that you can bounce back.
What was the phrase that we heard yesterday? We have to be better at the moment of truth, is the way the coaches talked about this moment right here for Deontay Williams. Moment of truth, was not able to make the play.
It's a dead play if he makes a tackle, because he's on the outside of him to tackle him, and he can't make that pitch. Minter's open, but the quarterback's in a bad position. You got to wrap up and squeeze it, and got to get better moving into this game. That's a heck of a job by the Jags. You got to be impressed.
9 plays, 46 yards, and the touchdown is Wan'Dale Robinson gets it out across the 25. Let's check in with Matt Berry in the studio.
Beth, thank you. This college football update brought to you by NHTSA, and Justin Fields in his debut for the Buckeyes is having a field day, already accounting for 4 touchdowns, and it is all Ohio State early, 28-0 in the first.
Thank you, Matt. Well, 4 TDs already. He must have watched Jonathan Taylor last night for Wisconsin, who had, what, 4 touchdowns in the first 35 minutes of the season. Fields, of course, one of the big stories in the offseason, the high-profile transfer quarterbacks, and he's one of them. Martinez connects out to the 45-yard line to J.D. Spielman, and a gain of 19.
Hey, see the tempo of this offense. They're really trying to push it now, get into flow, get some good completions. A lot of work on the inside for Spielman. Running to the corner is going to be a big deal. He's a premier receiver. It's going to be a tough cover for linebackers and safeties.
I'll run it up the middle here. Wyatt Mazur, the senior out of Albion, Nebraska.
South Alabama's defensive line is the strength of their team. Coach Stewart said they'll rotate upwards of 9 guys up there, so they really think they can cause some havoc. Doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, Tyree Turner, number 12, is the one to watch, a pre-all Sun Belt Conference selection. Off the play action. Looking to go deep down the near sideline for Spielman, and throws it a bit too far. 3rd down.
One thing about South Alabama's defensive line is they're big, but they're kind of short, so they got good leverage. They can get underneath the pads of those tall Nebraska offensive linemen.
And the 2nd and 3rd level, I'm seeing a lot of zones, so they're forcing Martinez to try to drop balls in the spots. One thing to just watch, his throwing style. He's a kind of a catcher thrower when he throws the football at the quarterback position. Can he drop those balls in? I've heard he's worked on it a ton in the offseason. See if he can make some of those plays.
They fake to Robinson. The pitch to Mazur across midfield, but he'll be knocked down short of the yard to gain, and it's 4th down. Nick Mobley, the top returning tackler, is out there. And are they going to keep the offense here to go for it on 4th down?
Got to gain some momentum. They're trying to get something going. That was a sweet play. The pitch, the fake, everything involved there. Adrian Martinez has to find a way to get this offense a 1st down. Let's see if they can come up with a play. Watch the tight end here, who's made a big play early on in the game.
Looking that way, now trying to make something happen on his own. Adrian Martinez popping to the outside and incomplete. And the Jaguars defense holds, and they'll get it back with another short field.
He was looking at the tight end. Watch here. Stoll's going to come open quickly. Takes his eyes off him. Right there, he breaks in the outside. He's on him, but he doesn't throw the football. Missed opportunity. Now you got to kind of trust your guys where they're at. He's got a deep guy down the field, but he's not able to make it happen. And again, another nice stop, Rocky, by the Jags.
Hey, tonight college football is back on ABC with Justin Herbert and Oregon taking on Auburn and that fantastic defense. That'll be in Arlington from AT&T Stadium tonight at 7:30 Eastern. And our first look at Auburn's freshman sensation at quarterback, Patrick Nix's boy, Bo.
How about that? Family tradition down there. And I'll tell you, he's going to have a offensive line. All 5 starters are back. So if you're a young quarterback coming back, you definitely want to have that protection. It's going to help him in that game for sure.
And that is Deontay Williams, who went off injured after that play. Eric Lee is now in at safety. Cephas looking downfield, wide open at the 15, at the 30-yard line is number 15, Kawan Baker, and a first down.
I'll tell you, so far, as you watch this passing game of South Alabama, receivers are open. I mean, we have had some drops, but Johnson's been accurate. He's gotten the ball to the receivers in the spots. I would say this, the clock is their friend. The Jags should be running down the clock instead of speed and tempo up against Nebraska.
Johnson, ball is out after a big hit, and the scoop for the Huskers. Lamar Jackson bringing the heat.
You got to have eyes all over the field when you're a quarterback. You got to make sure you understand where the players are, where your potential problems are. Watch Jackson come off the edge here. That's a problem. Johnson has no idea. He doesn't feel the pressure at all. And Nebraska, when they need a big play, they found one from one of their studs on the outside.
And Anthony, what a great jump that Johnson got. He timed that snap perfectly. And you're right, Cephas Johnson did not see him at all.
Carlos Davis with the recovery on the big hit by Lamar Jackson. They wanted more sacks this year, and they wanted more takeaways this year for that Husker defense. Back to work for Martinez with Dedrick Mills behind him. And it's Robinson and Wan'Dale out across the 40. This is a guy that has a chance to be a big breakout star for the Huskers. They'll put him all over the field.
Yep, he's the joker, the X factor for this football team, and they got to get him involved early. More touches for him, the better.
Mills, couple of bounces, maybe got a yard. Ran into Jalen Thompson finally. He's got the 1-yard touchdown run already for the Huskers. Under 2.5 now in the first quarter.
And you see the mixed tempo of this offense. They can go fast. Normally on those big plays, they're trying to hit you hard with the next play and get you out of pace. Here, as they're going down in distance and not big gains, they take their time, try to get themselves.
Martinez has to track it down all the way back inside his own 20, and he'll dive forward to the 24. And the miscue from the new center, Cameron Jurgens.
A lot of talk about Cameron Jurgens, but he just launches this right over Martinez's head. Very fortunate he gets that bounce. Sometimes that ball goes certain ways. A -20, that's 20 yards lost. I mean, not many plays you can call here on 3rd and 28, Beth. That's huge killer for this offense trying to gain momentum.
They got to get all the way across midfield to the Jags 48-yard line here. Mazur out of the backfield, gets a nice block on the edge and gets some of the real estate back out to his own 43-yard line. And this should bring the punting unit on. And Isaac Armstrong, the senior from right here in Lincoln, had the 2nd best average in the Big Ten a year ago. And the Jags will send Trey Minner back to his own 25. Punt short, but it will take a good Nebraska bounce all the way down inside the 10-yard line. 55 yards on the kick. And let's check in with Matt in the studio.
Okay, Matt, remember Florida State and Boise State moved to Tallahassee. Kickoff moved up because of Hurricane Dorian. James Blackman to DeMaurian Terry. 75 yards, most of it yards after catch for Terry. And right now, Florida State hanging on 14-6 lead over Boise State. That one over on ESPN News.
Well, good to have Matt Barry in the studio with us this year. And always good to see Joey and Jesse. And after an early score for Nebraska, South Alabama has taken a little air out of the building. They've tied it up and have kept the offense quiet. This is Trey Minter out across the 15.
Rocky talked earlier about 5 yards a carry. I mean, To start off a drive with a 6-7 yard run, Rock, is not the plan they're trying to execute defensively.
I mean, so far I'm not seeing the dominance by the Nebraska defensive line here, and it's causing the linebackers to guess a little bit, and that's why you're seeing these long runs.
Cephas Johnson will keep hit around the 19-yard line. That was Ben Stilley, the junior out of Ashland, Nebraska. And it's third down at about 3. Check that, 1. And that may close out the first quarter here. Let's see if the Jags will just let it wind down. For Steve Campbell, as you mentioned, Anthony, that clock can be their friend now. And actually, they're going to say they got the first down yardage on that carry. So that temporarily stopped it to move the chain, so they will have a chance here to run another one. And out across the 20 is Jared Wilson into the arms of Damian Daniels.
There's Darian's brother, Damian, making plays. You got to like that. The big guy, he's a biscuit or shy of 350 as well.
All even at 7. First quarter in the books here in Lincoln. Early points on the board for the Huskers with the high expectations this year, finding themselves in the preseason rankings. All even at 7 apiece with the Jags. All even at 7 apiece as we get set to start the second quarter. Numbers that Steve Campbell likes to see. A guy who's been a winner everywhere he's been. National championship in the junior college ranks and the D2 ranks. He's got his guys from his playing days as his coordinators. And they are trying to pull off the big upset. Good defensive play by Eric Lee on Kawan Baker. You know, they've only been an FBS school for 7 years. Steve now in his second year here. They have 1 win in their history against a Power 5 opponent. That was over Mississippi State 3 years ago.
It's been a heck of a start, offensively and defensively. This offensive line now is pushing around some very good players of Nebraska, and they're having some early success right now in this game.
2 for 3 on third downs today. Cephas Johnson trying to find some room to run. And a lot of red jerseys around him and swarming him, and down he goes. Hit by Cam Taylor, and he goes out of bounds instead of chucking it.
Yeah, you know, I know it was a run. We got a player down, I think, for Nebraska. But when you watch this, again, okay, it's a pure run. Going left, going right, you got a lot of defenders around you. You can just chuck this ball out of bounds. Don't use the yardage. You never want to put yourself in a position to take a hit like that as well. It's a learning experience for Johnson as he gets these reps, only a sophomore.
Injured player for the Huskers is Ben Stilley, who does get to his feet and walk to the sideline.
He looks like a guy who shakes off a lot of injuries if things happen. He's just one of those guys. As I see him on our screen here, he's pretty thick dude.
He's playing up front for the only new assistant coach, Tony Tuiati, the D-line coach. Otherwise, Scott Frost was able to maintain 9 of his top 10 guys. And of course, Ben has been following the marching orders from the coaching staff. We got to get bigger and stronger, and we got to get back to the way we used to play at Nebraska with the biggest and the strongest guys in the room. And a Nebraska bounce right there. They'll have the short field in a 7-7 game here in Lincoln. Can you feel that? Adrian Martinez, the numbers on him today in a 7-7 game here early in this second quarter. Scored on their opening drive, stymied the last 2, and now they've got the short field to work with from the South Alabama 42-yard line. Martinez all day to make a decision, and now flushed. And he'll run out at the 40-yard line in a pickup of a couple.
You know, right now, to me, rushing is the clear issue in my mind. This is a team that ran the ball quite well last year, and they haven't really gotten that off the ground. You saw -4 for Martinez, but only 3 total yards for this offense.
And that's without the best lineman out there right now for the Jags. Tyree Turner is on the sideline with an ankle injury. And Dedrick Mills will come up just shy of the marker. 3rd and short, and here comes the speed game. High snap to Martinez, and the quick toss out to Stoll. First down. Run out at about the 24, and Stoll lost a helmet. He'll have to come out for a play and a gain of 9.
That was purposely done, clearly, with the lightning rods in the side, edged in. Whoever his barber is clearly making a ton of cash from this young guy. That's what I'm talking. He's got the paint all over his face. Plus, he just ran a DB over on the outside. He's kind of springing this team. I like it. They should get the ball to him more. It's a nice throw and catch by those two guys.
Keep going to him. He's hot right now, F.
Had that big 42-yarder on their opening drive. Mills burrows his way down to the 20 and a gain of about 3. A.J. DeShazer, the middle backer, with the stop.
I just think when you're kind of discombobulated and you can't really find anything going, go with whoever's hot. And right now, that's Stoll.
Austin Allen staying in there right now at tight end, number 11. Martinez looking to throw back to Allen. He's got it at the 15. Makes a man miss and has the first down to the 12.
Nice slow play on the front side. They sneak the 6'8" tight end. Watch this, gonna hang out, block, and come across. This is old school. I ran this route several times in college and in the pros. This guy's 6'8", hard to find. He's not hard to find for Martinez, I should say, to get him the rock.
Mazur on the carry into the arms of Sean Brown.
Right now, Nebraska's offense is one-dimensional. They cannot get anything going on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, where's number 1, Wan'Dale Robinson? I was expecting to see him in multiple places. Not on the field now, right by the coaches on the sideline. Maybe get him involved more.
This is Mazur again. Good block by Allen on the edge, down to the 5-yard line.
It's a nice job stringing that out by the defense, Rocky.
It is, and it's going to be hard to outrun this defense. They got some fast guys. I think if you're Nebraska, you got to keep trying to pound away because you're not going to outrun them to the sideline.
And that was a problem for this defense last year. Not a lot of team speed, clearly matching up real well with Nebraska.
Speaking of pound them, Dedrick Mills, their power back, coming in. Right up the gut, but right there is that stout defensive line for South Alabama.
No push.
I think the one thing we heard from both coaches is, look, we've seen a lot of great things in practice. We've seen the line do well for Nebraska and for South Alabama, but they haven't seen it in real live bullets and how these guys will react. Here's our second 4th down opportunity. It looks like Nebraska's thinking long and hard about potentially going here and getting a spark.
And remember their starter in the kicking spot, Barrett Pickering, not warming up pregame. They have not seen him yet, so that may also figure in here to the 4th down decision. And now they're going to think about it a little bit more. Timeout, Huskers. We'll take that break as well and be right back with a 4th down coming up. Johnny Carson, class of 1949, and the Johnny Carson Center for Emerging Media Arts. Started out hosting the Tonight Show back in 1962, which is also when the consecutive sellout streak started. It's now at 369 in a row for the better part of, 57 years of Husker fans. And they're going to chance right here to check out a 4th down play from inside the 5. 2 tight ends. Stoll is back in there. No Wan'Dale Robinson here. They'll run. Mills gets the corner towards the goal line, and the push behind Stoll down to the 1, and good for the first down.
And they went with a zone run instead of a power run downhill, and really just tracking behind the 2 tight ends. They bring Austin Allen in motion and go behind those 2 big guys. Stoll on the edge. Very, very good players. 2 guys that really helped this offense that's been slow, really, to pick up anything on run or pass.
They'll both line up on the right side here. 1st and goal. Martinez thought about throwing to Allen. Now to the corner. Caught, but out of bounds by Cornhuskers Noah, the graduate transfer from Cal. Second and goal.
A lot of moving parts here. Watch how they cross. It's a tight window throw. Just doesn't get that left foot down. Like to see maybe Martinez here with his legs getting close to the goal line, make a play.
Mills stuffed. May have lost a yard. And it's third down. Riley Cole, the bandit, leading the way.
And that's the third errant snap. I mean, it's just a little bit, but I think just high enough to disrupt really just how that play enveloped there.
You know, Cameron Jurgens, as high as they've talked about him, he has not practiced much in training camp. He just came back about a week ago, week and a half, and just starting to get back. Clearly, a little bit of jittery on those snaps that you're talking about is a clear sign of not being able to practice throughout training camp.
Martinez making a decision, incomplete, and a flag down. Cornhuskers Noah was the intended receiver, and the coverage was DJ Daniels.
Pass interference, defense, number 13. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
It's a tough ask for your quarterback to roll left. Pretty decent coverage across the board. If he doesn't touch him, he may have a decent job.
Handful of jersey, yeah.
I think if he just don't put his hands up, it's always a telltale sign. He didn't do anything. You see his pull jersey there to pull him away, but this defense has been stingy. They're just not letting up the big plays, which has kind of been Nebraska last year at the end of the season. See if they can make a little push here in the goal line.
Mills, they'll go power, touchdown Huskers.
Number 26, Ethan Mills. 1 yard.
Assist from the mullet man, Anthony. Stoll got a nice block in front of Diedrich.
You know, this offense has been a little up and down early in this game. With this downhill running against Stoll pushing the edge, you got a strong running back punching it in. But one thing the Jags are going to have to do is they're going to have to find a way to come back and bounce back quickly, because Nebraska will catch steam at some point in this game, and when they do, the Jags have to be ready for it.
12 plays, 42 yards, 4.5 minutes. Did not see Wan'Dale Robinson, by the way, on that drive for the Huskers. They've utilized other weapons.
False start, offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
That was Brendan Hymas, so they'll re-kick. This is Dylan Jurgensen, the freshman, making his debut due to the injury to Barrett Pickering. And he's got it, 14-7. 9:15 to go here in the first half. It's the new guy, Diedrich Mills, with his second 1-yard touchdown run of the day.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. South Alabama playing some great defense, but they're going to have to play the rest of the game without their best player, and that's Tyree Turner, the defensive end. Maybe one of the best players, defenders in the entire Sun Belt Conference. Looks like he has a knee or an ankle injury. You just see him getting carted off there.
Yeah, that's a tough blow. He's not only one of their best players, but also their leader on that side of the football. And on the return, the Jags will bring it out to the 23-yard line. And here is a look at today's Wendy's Weekend Watch.
15 yards on the return.
Got Alabama in action on ABC this afternoon. Coming up next year, the Carolinas. Mac Brown making his debut as the new head coach again at UNC. Georgia later on, SC and Fresno State late night, and then the marquee matchup, the only battle of ranked teams this weekend, Oregon and Auburn.
Can't argue with Auburn. Last year opened up at Washington, now Oregon. They're not scared to play opponents.
The run right up the middle, Trey Minter, and he's got about 11 for the first down. We'll give him 12.
Talked about the interior defensive line, Nebraska. That was right down the throat of this Nebraska defense.
Anthony, they're not getting off blocks. That's what I'm seeing down here. They're kind of just hanging with them instead of throwing those guys.
They are out-rushing Nebraska so far in this first half. Johnson will hand it off again. This is Wilson, and there's a stout Carlos Davis at the point of contact.
And again, we talked about this earlier, but that was snapped about 16 seconds. I just feel like, when you're playing teams that you normally wouldn't play, bigger time schools, and you got them on the hook a little bit, it's a close game. Run that clock down. They've had success. Johnson's been pretty good passing the ball. They've had some ups and downs with drops, but they've been able to have success. Take your time, assess the situation, use the clock as your friend, keep this game as close as you can.
And Edenfield, their offensive coordinator, he's going to take a shot here, and a flag on the coverage. That was intended for Baker, who's dangerous, and Dismuke may have disrupted his route there.
Yeah, the pulled jersey off the shoulder pad, there's a clear sign of a potential
Usually
foul.
a giveaway.
Now, the question is, did the referee do it prior to seeing that? Did he catch it? Or did he just go off the old visual? But clearly pulled the jersey, Dismuke on that. And listen, we talked about Baker, number 15. He's their best inside receiver. It's a tough cover.
Pass interference. Defense, number 19. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And Anthony, you talk about the pass interference. Usually the referees will let you get away if the pulling of a jersey is down low. You want to get that hand around the hip. That's what the coaches will tell them. But when it's up high on the shoulder pads, it's clear as day for them to throw that penalty.
Yeah, there's ways to alter the speed of the receiver. But if you do go high, I mean, it's clear and evident. Little things like that, little tug on the hips, those are the small details. Again, two safeties starting for the first time for Nebraska.
And one of them is still out. Deontay Williams got hurt earlier. They'll run it off the left side, and that's Carlos Davis, the redshirt freshman out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Working by committee back there.
The defensive coordinator, Shenander, he talked about, mixing it up, getting some heat on the quarterback, putting some pressure. I say this, the biggest play they made splash-wise was a corner cat off the edge, big-time fumble against Johnson, the quarterback. Maybe they need to shake things up here on second and third down, see if they can be more of a disrupting defense up front.
Oh, big hit in the backfield. Coming in hot, JoJo Doman.
Again, you got to block these guys, right? He's going to come off the edge. You got two players there. You're just going to pull away. You're trying to get a little eye candy to hold them. You saw the running back, the receiver go to the outside. That's supposed to hold the defender. Doman just comes off the edge hard, and it pays off for him. They should read that later on this game. Big opportunity for this defense to get off the field.
Minter out of the backfield. Nothing doing. Run down by Will Honus, and it's fourth down.
Rocky, talk to me about that edge play. We're just talking about that holding that defender. That's something to learn from for Jags moving forward if he's going to come up aggressive like that.
Yeah, you're right. If you're going to hold the edge, you got to maintain, then be able to get off and make a play right there. One thing about Doman when he blitzed right there, the one thing he did great was he just kept coming. He didn't hesitate. He just shot out of a cannon and made the play, didn't hesitate.
Good competition out there with he and Caleb Tanner. They're pushing each other every day in practice. This is a short punt. And the fair catch for Spielman at the 21-yard line. So punt of 30 yards. Hey, we got more football coming on Sunday night. We got football for you on Monday night. The only game in town, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and the Louisville Cardinals. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And it's Scott Satterfield in his debut after success at App State. And it's the playoff team from a year ago, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, the Rocky Boyman Invitational.
Ian Book played great. The word of the offseason, really worked on his strength and getting the ball downfield.
Yeah, the talk has been a lot about quarterbacks that have transferred, but there was a list of guys that stayed put. We're going to see Justin Herbert later tonight and JT Daniels later tonight. Tua will be on ABC this afternoon.
Beth, one thing Notre Dame has to do is score more points. 34 points a game last year. This is a world where the Clemsons and Oklahomas of the world are scoring 46, 44 points a game.
Yep. And now we're getting a look at Wan'Dale Robinson, and after 2 touches throughout the first half, he's got 2 in a row, Anthony.
Yeah, I got to get this kid involved. I mean, I don't know what he's going to bring to the table, but if you're comparing him to Rondale Purdue, then, you know, he's a guy that needs to get some touches. Again, he'll be in the slot, he'll play receiver. Any way you can utilize him just to be a change-up, finally getting him involved late in the second quarter.
Yeah, they're going to take him out here on the 3rd down and 1 and go to their power pack with a couple of tight ends. Keeper for Martinez, and he's got it with the push up front. Good blocking up front by Bo Wilson.
Talked about the rushing, Beth. I mean, it's key. I mean, they had a nice last drive, 23 yards, but total, that's not great. That's not, when I think about Nebraska football, I think about big chunks, big yardage. I'm waiting for Adrian Martinez to take a lot of those chunks, pull that ball out of the running back, and make some plays with his legs.
Looking to Wan'Dale Robinson as a flag flies. Robinson, sweet move on the edge, and he's down inside the 40-yard line. Made Gus Nave miss, and a pickup of 31. Will it stand?
He's the guy, Beth. He's the difference maker, in my opinion. He's the one that can make some changes.
He may have gotten a bit antsy there to try and get a bit of a head start.
Illegal motion, offense, number 1. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
He's also a true freshman.
Yes, yes.
So you're going to get some issues with him. You see he's kind of on the line, moving up towards the line of scrimmage. But you see the ability to make people miss. I mean, that you give him a little space, he can be a difference maker.
I have a feeling next time when that cornerback comes out to cover him, he's not going to leave that much space between him and Wan'Dale.
Got a minute running back right here. Missed a block on Martinez and the sack. Riley Cole ran right by Robinson for the takedown.
Yeah, you know, this is a tough ask for your running back. I mean, you're trying to draw the fake out, right, as long as you can. And then all of a sudden, you got a defender there. Is he supposed to block him, carry the fake out? He tries to chip him, right? That's probably what his job was. He's got to do something to him. But if you just let him go free, he's going to make a play. It's a huge loss again.
Another high snap.
Loss of 8. They'll try the run up the middle. Jordan beating the nose right there to make the play. 3rd down.
You can pinpoint a lot of areas right now. Rocky's tracking the snaps. We got guys, you know, out of position, wrong places. Quarterback doesn't feel comfortable. Right now, head coach Steve Campbell's done a nice job of just keeping them off balance where they want to be right now, and it's been an advantage for South Alabama.
Trying to dump it off from Mills. The throw was a bit high, and Diedrich has run out of bounds at the 25. And a good job by that South Alabama defense.
I tell you, there's a lot of people in the stands right now. I can barely hear anything out here right now with these fans. They're waiting for something to happen.
I'll tell you what, Anthony, I mean, I'm down here on the field, and this is the quietest, 80,000 plus crowd I've ever been around. I'll tell you one thing about Martinez. The talk all offseason was how confident he is, and it looks like he knows what he's doing. The offense, his body language right now shows he is not comfortable one bit.
Punt. Good roll for the Huskers, bounding down to the 21-yard line. A 54-yard boot by Isaac Armstrong, and a tight one here in the first half. Trying to take down the fighting Larry Birds there in the debut for Les. We got a 14-7 game. We got a ball game here. The Jaguars have shown up, and they have held Nebraska to just 159 yards of total offense, 33 yards rushing in the first half.
Another thing about managing the clock well is this defunct offense of Nebraska. If you give them more plays, they may catch some fire. So this has just been a great job by them, trying to move the chains, keep the clock moving, and controlling this football game.
Good course management right now from Cephas Johnson. And almost made me eat those words. JoJo Domann almost picked him. Well, we talked about Les, certainly Mac Brown, he's on deck. North Carolina and South Carolina. New guy in Morgantown for you, Anthony, with Neil Brown. And the big debut so far going good for Ryan Day at Ohio State.
Maybe a bit of a rebuilding season for West Virginia. Just changing the culture there. I like the hire. And I know Neil Brown's going to bring in some really, really good players to help that team, but definitely going to rebuild this season.
Dana Holgorsen has moved down to Houston. They've got a monster matchup Sunday night on ABC with Oklahoma. And here comes the defense. And Domann makes another big play.
They got some kind of championship belt or something, a chain to give Domann. This guy's just coming to the game, and he's lit a fire for this defense. He's been all over the field. He's out in coverage, and he comes off the edge and commits again to the running back. Look, if I'm the quarterback, I got to pull that ball out and let Domann just crush the running back and run on the outside. But he's been telling the coach right now, feed him, man. He's hot with the plays.
4th and 12, a timeout taken here to stop the clock. So Nebraska, if it goes well on the exchange here, we'll have a 2-minute drill to run before the locker room.
Domann was injured in the spring, and Shenander talked about limiting his reps, just giving about 20 or 30 reps. Well, I'll tell you what, he's got about 10 so far. He's taking advantage of all of them.
I was just saying, one thing about Domann, that's such a tough play when you're blitzing in right there. You got a split second to make a decision. Do you tackle the running back or do you tackle the quarterback? And 2 out of 2, he's got straight hand.
Yeah, he's committed. He's all in. He's not reading anything. He's going to go hit that running back tackle. He's been you're right, 2 for 2.
Spielman is back deep here. The punter, Jack Brooks, at his own 5. Oh, he gets a nice one away. Spielman on the run will let it bounce and then scoop at his own 25. And has nowhere to go. 35-yard line and out of bounds. Here's Matt Berry in the studio.
Yeah, coming up on the Lexus halftime report, Justin Fields has been a dream for the Buckeyes in the first half. Plus, we'll get set for Oregon and Auburn. And it appears Florida State has found their offense against Boise State. Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway join me coming up on the Lexus halftime report.
Cannot wait to find out, does Justin Fields have 4.1 Joey Galloway speed?
Does Joey Galloway have 4.1?
At one time.
Joey Galloway's
at
speed.
one time.
He does, just ask him.
I like it.
All right, 2-minute drill here for Nebraska to try and push that score up. And it starts out well. Wan'Dale Robinson, first down across the 45-yard line and a gain of 12.
I'll tell you, he's the guy. I'm just saying, they know he's going to be the guy. It doesn't matter. He can make him miss as an offensive player, get the ball in his hands and let him make plays.
Martinez gets it to the outside. And it's Javon McQuitty who picked up a yard or 2 coming inside instead of going out to the boundary. Clock will run. 1:30 to go. Martinez to the short side of the field and will step out. Stops it with 1:21 to go, run out by Mobley.
I think one thing I'm seeing here is they want to get Wan'Dale Robinson in a mismatch situation, but from what I'm seeing, South Alabama's playing so much zone that they can't really get that match up with Robinson on that linebacker that they want.
And then he just kills you in space, right? He just finds those open holes, and they just get the ball. I mean, he clearly, any kind of space in between him and the defender is a win for him. So let's see how they utilize that here in this drive. 3rd
down, an entirely new defensive front just ran on for the Jags. Martinez to Robinson out of the backfield, breaks a tackle. First down, and out at the 32-yard line. Gain of 15.
Not an easy catch for the young man, turning his body completely around and then making someone miss. That's the next level you'd like to see. Only a true freshman, folks. Keep an eye on this kid. He is electric.
Out of Frankfort, Kentucky. And it looks like the Jags will take the timeout here. How about today's college football rankings? Brought to you by Chick-fil-A, and Clemson has started out strong. Travis Etienne with over 200 yards rushing. And their win over Georgia Tech. Alabama's coming up on ABC against Duke. No Dylan Moses, their star linebacker, out, but plenty of Tua and Jerry Jeudy on the offensive side. Oklahoma in prime time tomorrow night. Notre Dame in prime time Monday night. And just like the buzz around Nebraska, a lot around Texas this offseason.
Yeah.
They'll open up with La Tech.
And Beth, losing Dylan Moses is huge. That's the second linebacker they've lost this year to injury. They're going to have 2 freshmen starting, I believe.
Martinez, took a jarring hit at about the 27, holds onto it. Roy Yancey knocked him down.
That's a nice job, him running. He did. If he just held that ball for 1 more second, he had Spielman coming around in the middle.
Another high snap, it's handled. And Dedrick Mills for a yard or 2. Roxell McWilliams on the tackle. We are under a minute to go in the half and a timeout taken. And that will be the last one for Nebraska. Well, WBO and WBA lightweight champ Vasily Lomachenko is getting set to take on Olympic gold medalist from England, Luke Campbell. You can watch on ESPN Plus this afternoon, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. That'll come your way from the O2 Arena in London.
Who's going to be the unified champion, right? Bringing all the belts together. WBA, WBO, and the vacant WBC is up for grabs.
That's a big one. Campbell gets to fight at home. Coming your way from London later. 51 seconds to go here in the half. And Nebraska trying to expand a 1-touchdown lead. No timeouts remaining, though, for the Huskers here. Martinez. Look at a nice block from Mills and get the first down yardage out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Keep in mind, they do not have their starting kicker today out hurt as they get inside the red zone here.
Yeah, keep an eye on Stoll, number 86, the tight end. Don't fall asleep on him. Need some early plays for this offense.
He's to the left of the line. Martinez looking the other way. Feeling some heat, avoiding it. Back end zone for Noah, no good.
They know in the situation, good job by Martinez. Gets away from clear pressure in his face. He's got the ability to do that, but just get rid of the football, live to see another day.
More fresh legs up front for the Jags. 3 new guys in there. Robinson returns for Nebraska. 86 yards of total offense in the first half for Wan'Dale. The bulk of that coming on his kick returns. Martinez looking for him. The toss over the top, almost picked in the back of the end zone. That's the second chance that Keith Gallman has had at one.
Yeah, they're trying to get Wan'Dale in the alley here. Just chuck the ball up, but they're playing a zone in the back end, so really it doesn't work against that defense. You know, now that, we've seen Wan'Dale Robinson do a lot of things, I would try to get him at the receiver area now where he can win in space. To come out of the backfield just takes a little too much time for him to get into some of those routes. So see how they utilize that as they bring him back in. Now they'll put him out. They'll take the tight end. He'll replace. It's amazing where he replaces guys. He'll come in for the running back, then they'll put him in the slot, then he'll exchange with the tight end. So a lot of different places. It's a lot on a young freshman's shoulder right here in the slot.
On third down, Martinez looking for him again and overthrew him. 4th down. And do you give your freshman kicker a shot here? Looks like they will.
Martinez not going to be happy about that one. He had him here. Watch it. He's going to hit it and hit it hard. You just got to get that ball right over the defender. He just touch passes that. And we talked about his launch point. Remember, he's kind of a 3-quarter catcher thrower. It's tough for him to get that ball to drop down. Haven't seen that so far in this football game. Be something to watch on some of those throws down the field.
31-yard attempt. No good. Missed opportunity for Nebraska, utilizing their backup true freshman kicker. And a first half which saw Adrian Martinez throw only about 57% pass completions.
Everything that could have went wrong did for that. That was Jalen Thompson, by the way, off the edge, the corner. And just when you think you got a freebie, here comes South Alabama making another play, keeping this game tight. Everything that could have went right,
Yep.
or you wanted to see go right for Nebraska, it's been the complete opposite. The rush's game's been down. The defense hasn't been as electric. I mean, the pace of the game is just, there's no flow. A lot has to change for this Nebraska team at halftime. But for South Alabama, you got to be real happy. Head coach Steve Campbell definitely going to be impressed with his team's performance.
Only 94 yards of offense for the Jags, but down just a touch. Season opener for South Alabama and Nebraska. And we have reached the half here in Lincoln. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Xfinity. Number 24, Nebraska, in a close one, a 14-7 lead over South Alabama through the first half of play as we get set for the third quarter. Beth Mullins, Anthony Beck, Rocky Boyman. High expectations, big plans for this Nebraska team in the preseason, and a little slow out of the gates here offensively.
Yeah, offensively, they're not clicking as well as they want to. I will say this, Wan'Dale Robinson, number 1, the true freshman, is a guy that, to me, you got to have some more packages for him. We've seen him in the backfield quite a bit. He's also been out in the slot, but any way he can touch the ball in space is going to be huge for him. He's a guy that's hard to tackle. He's got tremendous speed. He can get around the edge. And then when you get him the football, as far as catching just that little bit of space, he can make you right. See linemen on the ground, they're not getting the right guy. He can make you right every time. He's just got a fantastic ability to control his body as well. And Adrian Martinez also, if he just holds on one more second, he's got Spielman. He's got a couple of his guys. If he keeps his eyes and trusts the process of the play, he can have some more big plays down the field.
Held to 51 yards rushing, Nebraska in that first half, matched by South Alabama. Jags to receive to open up this second half. Trey Minter got through an arm tackle, flag down as Minter goes down around the 40-yard line, a return of 31 yards. Let's check in with Rocky.
Guys, I was able to catch up with Scott Frost before halftime. One thing he mentioned, he'd like to see Adrian Martinez get involved more in the run game, so maybe expect him to, some of those quarterback keepers also scrambling a bit. He also did confirm that running back Maurice Washington will be entering the second half here, so that's an electrifying runner for the Cornhuskers here.
Thank you, Rocky. Washington, of course, his status was in question due to ongoing off-the-field legal issues and a pending court date out in California. So it appears that the Huskers will be ready to utilize him here in the second half after he was held out in the first half of play. So back to work here for Cephas Johnson, the new starter this year, the sophomore. Look at the front. Minter. It's a big chunk of that yardage back, and a first down out close to the 30. 15 on that one. Here's a look at the first half numbers. Only 92 total yards for the Jags, but they're right there in it.
Rushing is clearly an issue here. See 51 total rush yards for Nebraska. That's just not common for them. They got to pick that up and be better at that.
False start coming here against South Alabama.
False start, offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, first down.
This is a big opportunity, a big moment for this program that's only in their 7th year of FBS. This is just the 4th game they've ever played against a ranked opponent. They do have a win. They beat San Diego State back in 2016. They have gone bowling a couple of times with 6-6 records, but they have never put a winning record on the books. They have held their own through the first half here against Nebraska. Caught At the 29, that's Flanord.
I think just catching the ball will clearly help Cephas Johnson's receivers. Had a few drops early in the football game that kind of killed the flow. And again, the tempo has been cool, calm, take their time, take what the defense gives you. Don't let Nebraska get a splash play against you. And you got to be patient as a defense for Nebraska. It will come to them. They just got to continue to fight that grind and hope for a big play.
Johnson deep across midfield. Baker, and it's busted up. Nice defensive play right there by Eric Lee.
Nice job by Lee. Deontay Williams had gotten banged up. Lee has come in and really made some nice plays. And I'll tell you, that's a perfectly thrown ball by Johnson, dropping it right in the hole here. But again, Lee gets his head up, knocks it down, does a nice job, makes a big play, bring up third down.
Against the four-man pressure, intercepted, picked off at the 30-yard line. It's Eric Lee, and the cutback for the pick six. On the return, and finally, the home crowd can get jacked up a bit.
I'll tell you, I've been impressed by Lee. He's done a nice job coming into this game. He didn't start the game. We've seen now two players, Doman, another guy, didn't start the game. Didn't get those black shirts, Beth. Well, guess what? They're going to make it awfully hard. That means something to them. These are two guys that are making some plays. That's a huge lift by this team.
They wanted more takeaways from the defense this year. They've got a pair of them today, and now a pick six. And a scoring play for that D. Extra point is good, 21-7 Huskers.
It's a heck of a job with your eyes if you're a safety. And it's going to be an out route right here, and you're going to see Eric Lee just jump and hit the spot. He just sees it all the way, bursts through the football. You got to trust your instincts, and then nobody's going to catch him down the sidelines. You want to talk about a guy being prepared for the moment. That's Eric Lee taking it to the house.
First career interception, and Eric Lee returns it for the touchdown, and a 21-7 lead for Nebraska over South Alabama. Coming on for the injured Deontay Williams today, and that's got the crowd back into it. The 369th consecutive sellout here in Lincoln. Trey Minner from his own 10 spins his way out to the 21. Well, this season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. After that PAT from Dylan Jorgensen, the freshman, making his first appearance here. And now, how does Cephas Johnson respond to the interception a moment ago? Empty set for him. Minter to join him. Cephas will keep. Nice hole up the middle, out to the 27-yard line. Tried to find Baker on the outside, threw it low and away. Third down.
I like what I've seen with Cephas Johnson so far in this football game. He looks composed. For a big guy, Beth, he runs well, 6'5", 220. It's a manageable third down for the Jags. Can the guys up front, all the buzz is about these interior defensive linemen for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Can they make a play because they've been pushed around by this offensive line so far in this game.
They're going to make the play right there. Mo Berry got to Johnson to hold him short. It's 4th down.
It's a great job up front. They answered the bell. Barry's able to come through with no one touching him because at the point of attack, the defensive line's able to have a stalemate, which means the offensive line doesn't get any push, and that gives that freedom for number 7 to get through the line and make a play.
Great eyes by Barry right there. His eyes weren't on the ball clear. He saw the offensive lineman pull, and as soon as he did not hesitate, went and made a big play.
He's the senior, he's the captain. He takes direction well from their linebacker coach Barrett Ruud, the all-time leading tackler in Nebraska history on the coaching staff. Spielman had some trouble initially, and now he's got some blockers. Across midfield, down the near sideline he goes. Spielman takes it, and a special team score for Nebraska.
He's been kind of a forgotten guy today, but I've seen him open all over the place. And if he's not going to get the ball offensively, guess what? He's going to go on special teams and make a big play. It's a heck of a job by the junior, last year's top returning receiver. It's an excellent job.
His mother enjoying the moment.
Kind of bobbled it a little bit here, able to break the tackle. Clearly an explosive player. He gets close to the sideline, but good job toe tapping there.
That's a terrific block by Austin Allen, the last guy there. The PAT is good, so after a first half where the offense was a little quiet, the D and the special teams throwing punches here in the 3rd.
Well, you knew it was going to come. It was just a matter of when. They haven't quite done it offensively, but special teams, defense has showed up to back up for the offense, getting their legs together. Heck of a job by Nebraska.
With Mom Michelle looking on, J.D. Spielman. Yes, that is a member of the Spielman football family. Dad Rick, Uncle Chris.
Looks like she's texting Rick as we speak. That was him. He just scored. Did you see it? He's too busy with roster cuts and trying to figure it all out now. It's his 2nd career punt return for a touchdown. This kid's special now. He may have, if he stays healthy and everything goes to plan, the most prolific receiver in Nebraska history by it's all said and done.
A huge year even this year as a junior. Could go to number 1 in catches and receiving yards. Out across the 30, flags all over the place. Big strike here. First the defense scores, then the special teamers. 14 Husker points in 1:39 to bust it open.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 46. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
All right, let's get our thinking caps on here for the Aflac trivia question. Nebraska is just the 3rd team in AP poll history to be ranked after losing 8 games the previous year. Can you name the other 2? They are big-time programs, amongst the winningest in college football history. It's only happened 2 other times in 2001.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. South Alabama head coach. After this Steeler goal, it's 1st and 10. That's the head coach's first unsportsmanlike penalty.
Steve Campbell flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct on that South Alabama sideline.
And Beth, what happened, I'm standing right down here by their bench. He took his headset off and threw it, and it busted into about 17 pieces. I can't decide if I know that he was short a man on the field, but it looked like he was very upset with the referee as well.
He's fired up.
And that sets his team back inside their own 10-yard line. Johnson hands it off to Terrion Avery. And we'll get you that Aflac trivia question answer. This is a tough one.
You say big time pro.
I mean big time, tippy top.
I guess Alabama's
There
probably
you go.
one of them, right?
2001, and Rocky. Don't you remember Rocky, the 1957 Fighting Irish?
Oh, I do. I watched that game the other day. Highlight reel.
Well, you can feel how the 2 touchdowns have energized this Husker team, the stadium, the 89,000 on hand, and how it's frustrated the Jags and their head coach. This was a touchdown game at the break. Against the 4-man pressure, has an open man across the 20 and out to the 24, and a first down to Jalen Tolbert and a gain of 11.
Pretty easy pitch and catch there. You know, no real pass rush. The zone's wide open. Receiver just sits in the hole and makes that catch. Tolbert. I mean, football's not a tough deal. It's all about making completions, hitting the holes. Right there, very easy conversion for the Jags. Little miscommunication there.
Tolbert again there.
Yeah, Tolbert was running a comeback and he was going deep on the outside.
They fixed up the headset or got him a brand new pair there. He's ready.
I can confirm that is a brand new headset because that last one was not going back together, Beth.
Johnson out into the flat and thrown for a loss by Eli Sullivan. They're going a little deeper down the roster here at safety in the second half.
Yeah, they are. Nice job. You see that's really good speed here coming up and just being able to tackle in open spaces, right? You talked about it earlier, and Shenander talked about the moment of truth. That's a moment of truth tackle right there when you're trying to gain ground on that offensive player that has speed and wrap it up and make it a big play.
Forced a 3rd and 10. Minter breaking a tackle and then tripped up at the 28, and it's 4th down. That was Lamar Jackson, who's already forced a fumble today. And a nice hit there.
Tell you what, right now I'm seeing a little bit better job getting pressure without blitzing. That's the key for this Nebraska defense as this season progresses is, yes, you can get pressure when you blitz, but you've got to be able to do it with just 4 so you can keep those guys, the rest of those guys in coverage.
Last time Spielman touched it, he took it 76 yards for a score. And the fair catch here, and it's off his hands, and it's almost scooped up. Still batted around in the fight for the loose ball. And it's the Jaguars. Keith Gallman with the turnover. And how quickly things can change in this game for J.D. Spielman.
I'll tell you, a game of football is a roller coaster sometime, and just trying to track. He bobbled the touchdown as well, if you remember that. He tries to fair catch this last second, but he's not completely under the football. So bobbled the last one on the touchdown, and they're completely misjudged that as well. So huge break here for the Jags. They got to find a way to punch it in.
And Anthony, no wind that I can feel down on this field. It feels like just more of a, he's got to do a better job setting his feet and judging the trajectory of that kick.
Big chance for the Jags. Grab some of the momentum back. Minter down inside the 10 to about the 8. They can get a first down inside the 3-yard line. Scored early in the first quarter, a 3-yard touchdown run for Cephas. Nothing doing since.
Some late substitutions here. Trying to get it right here for Nebraska's defense.
3 tight ends in the game. They'll run away from them, and I think the officials started counting jerseys, and Nebraska got the
Charge
timeout.
timeout, Nebraska. The first of the second half.
Before
30-second timeout.
Before the officials could count that 12th man that was out there. We'll get the numbers right. With 7:32 to go here in the third and a 28-7 Nebraska lead. Your music here, the pause, and now we're back.
I thought I was going to get to use my little cool number counter here. Count off 12 guys.
There's time. There's time. We just bought some.
As long as you can guarantee me there was 12 guys out there, that's the gem right there. The magic of Telly.
So they're trying to they were trying to match up there the 3 tight end set, and they wanted to get some more big guys in there.
Yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There it is. How about that? You like that?
That's pretty.
That's some Telly action.
That's pretty.
Usually like a week 4 deal right there for most of my colleagues. I'm bringing it out here early on in the season.
Got some NFL preseason under your belt.
You're right.
Get some reps.
And I got a really good producer, of course, and director, and we can go down the list.
The truth comes out.
Hey, we got a new one. I got to make sure I get in good graces here.
7 and 6, trying to cash in on the turnover and the muffed punt. Baker, nice one-handed grab, but even better coverage by Sullivan. 3rd down.
I tell you, Sullivan has got a great feel for space. I mean, he just sees things developing, and he just shoots it. Right here, watch, he's tracking it all the way over, comes downhill. It's a heck of a catch by Baker, but doesn't really matter because Sullivan's right on the spot to make a play. I'll tell you what, the backups and the third-string guys at the safety position have been balling out today for Nebraska.
Blitz coming. And the catch at the 5 and in for the touchdown. Davin Flanord from 9 yards out.
Well, they're going to get a little pick play here. Watch this. He's going to pick the defender, and he'll slip underneath. That's Baker. Kind of stop. I mean, he literally blocked him. I mean, right on the spot. Now, if it was within a yard, he's got a few yards up the field, and hey.
And I believe, guys, that's DiCaprio Boodle, the cornerback for Nebraska.
One of their returning starters.
And Boodle was the one that got picked in the replay here. Watch, though. You won't be able to see on the side. Did a heck of a job. I mean, look, it's a pick play. Got some big linemen out there. No one's home. The outside defender wasn't able to loop. And bam, right there. Has no idea it's coming. Probably hit him right in that rib area.
And Anthony, that's one thing you've just got to anticipate, those pick plays down here, especially this area of the field. It's up to the defenders to either pass that thing off or get underneath.
Yep. Big time playmaker for them last year. Led the Big Ten in pass breakups with 15. So one of the top cornerbacks in the Big Ten. Only a 5'10" as well. Plays bigger for sure.
What a wild 3rd quarter here after the 76-yard punt return for a score for J.D. Spielman. He muffs the next punt and gives the Jags a big break. They go 3 plays, only had to go 13 yards in under a minute and a half. Frankie Onate for the extra, and it's a 2-touchdown game.
For sure. I mean, listen, you got to control the emotions of the game. Huge opportunity by the Jags. And then, look, they got to get some flow by the receivers. Flanord does a nice job with the touchdown.
On a pick 6 and a punt return. So we haven't seen their offense yet to start out this 3rd quarter, and a chance here coming. And the touchback. Well, tonight college football is back on ABC as Heisman hopeful Justin Herbert and number 11 Oregon square off against number 16 Auburn. And freshman phenom Bo Nix at quarterback. That'll come your way from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 for the Duck fans.
Should be a really good game. Both teams have all their starters back at the offensive line. Talked about Bo Nix. He beat out Joey Gate, quarterback, and here comes number 28, Maurice Washington, coming in for his first opportunity for Nebraska.
Their leading returning rusher did not play in the first half. He is facing felony charges and a pending court date this fall. And his first touch and his first carry, some good contact to the outside for the sophomore out of Stockton, California, who ran for 455 yards and 3 TDs behind Divine Zigbo last year, their 1,000-yard rusher.
You know, he's not an every down back. He's kind of that guy that spruces it up. He can get out. He's very good hands, screen guy, but he can make those explosive plays. When you watch him on film, he clearly is the second best offensive player for this team to start the year. So we'll see if he can shake things up and get this offense going a little bit against the Jags defense.
No official statement, by the way, from the university this morning as to why he was out in the first half. But he obviously was out with the team pregame. He's been with them throughout their preseason camp.
And down here on the field, just looking at Washington, definitely built differently than Dedrick Mills. And with Washington, just skinnier legs, definitely a faster player, a better in-space sort of running back, and certainly was a great player last year. Get him going here now.
The injured player for the Jags is starting safety DJ Daniels off to the sideline. Try Washington, the bounce to the outside. Breaks a tackle at the 35 and undercut about the 48-yard line. Matt Farniak, the captain, on the right side of that line, sprung him for 16.
Yeah, he's got a little more wiggle than Mills does. Mills, downhill guy. Washington's got a little more fleet feet, can bounce. He bounced that way to the outside, making defenders miss. A huge gain.
On first down, Martinez with time, buying a little more, dives across midfield down to the 47-yard line. Pick up a 5.
Another big change offensively for Nebraska. And Scott Frost deciding not to start the half with his center, Cameron Jurgens. Will Farniak, number 68, the brother of right tackle Matt Farniak, is in the game starting at center.
Washington, first down to the 41-yard line.
See what this Nebraska crowd is really loving to see Maurice Washington back in this game here.
They had some trouble running it in the first half. Now they're starting to move the chains a little bit more behind those guys up front. The Farniak brothers, Bo Wilson, Trent Hickson, Brendan Hymas. Martinez all day long, and it's picked. Tried to drop it over the top, and it's intercepted by A.J. DeShazer.
No flag yet. Could have been a late hit. As we watch it, I want to go back. This is a huge play by the Jags, but I talked earlier about that three-quarter throw of the quarterback Martinez. When you watch the film last year, he couldn't hit those windows, those dropping those balls in on the holes on the sideline and then over the linebackers, because that quarter throw doesn't allow you to get that ball to drop down. Clearly here, it's evident. You have the receiver, the tailback running the alley, and you have a linebacker chasing him, number 3, DeShazer, and he's able to just jump up and get it, so he doesn't have that touch. And that's something to keep an eye on as not the game, but the season develops for his development at the position.
Oh, big opportunity for Baker on the reverse across midfield. Still bouncing around and steps out at the 43-yard line, Rocky.
One thing down here, Anthony, just jumps out about his throwing motion. I just feel like the ball takes a long time to get out of his hand. And you talked about how the arm angle is, but it just seems like the ball's not zipping out of his hand. And I think that just gives the defenders another split second of time to get to that ball.
Turnovers were an issue, and Adrian wanted to address that in the offseason. And opening up this year, which really is a pretty favorable schedule for them. They got all their tough league games coming here to Lincoln.
And, you know, I asked Coach Frost about that throwing style and about the angles, and he said that Coach Verduzco, the quarterback coach, worked diligently to change his stroke, the arm angles. He said you're going to clearly see a difference right there, not so much on that throw, but, again, something to keep an eye on.
On second down, looking for Minter out of the backfield, dropped in nicely by Cephas. And down to the 14-yard line. And a gain of 27.
Now, much different throw here. Watch. Just as an example, it's just able to drop down over the linebacker. And I'll tell you, I like Minter. Now, he hasn't made too many explosive plays, but I can tell his style and the way he's there. They all are keying on him. He's a key guy on this offense. He's a guy, to me, that's going to be able to make a lot of plays in the upcoming season for them, but truly a guy with running ability and catching ability as a dual threat player.
Their longest play of the game, as a matter of fact, and they'll get it to their other playmaker, Baker. Wrapped up after a short gain of a couple, trying to cash in on their second takeaway in a row. Scoring off the muffed punt and now moving the ball well after the pick.
And guys, how about the play call there? Getting Minter, the running back, matched up on the outside linebacker, Alex Davis. That's beautiful execution.
Left, the pitch to Davis. Sniffed out nicely by the Huskers and Colin Miller. And it's third down.
Colin Miller, an explosive, strong, fast player. Guy started as a defensive end in 16, really an outside linebacker until this year, and he's finally understanding the position. He said, I can finally play fast, and him and Barry should be a good combination. They need both of them to make a big play here on third down.
Blitz coming. Johnson has his man inside the 5 and into the end zone for Cameron Taylor. Touchdown. Back-to-back takeaways and back-to-back touchdowns.
We saw earlier in the game, Nebraska did a misdirection to Austin Allen, their tight end, and caught him sleeping. Well, guess what? Taylor and the Jags got one up their sleeve, rolling everything to the right here. Watch all the action. And then, bam, Johnson steps back, and he gets that space he needs against the linebacker, Barry. Barry not able to sniff it out. That's a big play, Beth. All of a sudden, when we thought this game was getting away from South Alabama, all of a sudden, we got a ball game.
They're scrambling on the South Alabama sideline to find that busted headset. They got to bronze that thing. That's the turning point today.
Pretty nice job, you know, just ability to get open. Jackson hasn't really, or excuse me, Taylor hasn't had a lot of opportunities. And you see Barry, good touch here. Johnson's been really accurate in this game. I think every ball he's thrown has been a catchable ball. He's had a few drops, but listen, give him credit. These guys have stuff in this game could have truly got out of hand. And I'll tell you, they're leaving them hang around and be in this game.
6 plays, 58 yards, 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Go away. That was.
It's looking for immortality. They still got work to do, but we're just going to leave that there.
I'll add some after this.
Hey, we got to get you ready for Monday Night Football, college style. It's prime time with the Irish and the Cardinals and the debut of Scott Satterfield in Louisville and Ian Book and company. The Fighting Irish, can they go back-to-back with playoff appearances? They start that drive at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
Beth, it might have been a motivation tactic. I didn't see a wire coming out of it. He may have just had a fake one, planted it, smashed it, broke it, and then got the real one out to get his team fired up. I'm just saying, Rocky. Can you confirm that?
I cannot confirm nor deny that, but whatever works, right?
Wan'Dale Robinson. Oh, do they have another big special teams play? And he gets bounced out inside the 40. That was the kicker, Diego Guajardo. Send it to Matt Berry.
Developing situation out there. Same story at Northern Iowa, Iowa State. Brock Purdy back to throw, sacked by Ellerson Smith. Xavier Williams a scoop and score from the defense. 53-yard touchdown, and how about it? Headed to the fourth. Northern Iowa up 13-10.
Oh, we got some interesting scores. Of course, we've already seen Purdue lose a huge lead the other night and get beat by a buzzer beater last night, as a matter of fact, by a walk-on kicker from 56 yards out. Martinez kept it and paid for it. DJ Daniels and a loss of 2.
Little discrepancy, obviously. Not a lot of plays right now, right, for Nebraska, Beth, when you're talking about what they've done here, just because of the fact that they had the special teams play and South Alabama's been able to run a lot of snaps. Getting in the flow is going to be big here.
Martinez, guys all around him, and down he goes, sacked. And a big momentum swing here for the Jaguars. And number 99, Jeffrey Watley. And a loss of 9.
You know what? We talked a lot about the front of Nebraska's defense. Well, guess what? There's nine guys they roll in. A lot of these guys are seniors for South Alabama, and they've been able to get the job done today. Heck of a job.
And that sack, that was a 3-man rush.
Try to get some back with the screen to Washington. They get back out to the 40. And it's 4th down.
Pass complete to number 28, Maurice Washington.
1:07 to go in the third. South Alabama, chance here to get the ball back and go for the tie. Look at what's been going on. Of course, Nebraska, they've scored twice here in the third quarter, special teams and defense, but just 36 yards of offense in the 2 drives here in the second half. End over end to Minter. And down he goes at the 11-yard line. Terrific coverage. And we've got a penalty back near the line of scrimmage. Flag is down. It looks like it's going to go against South Alabama. They need more than 5-yard penalty here, though, to get the first down yardage.
Offside. Receiving team. Penalties declined. First down, South Alabama.
Coca-Cola invites you to share a Coke while tuning into this upcoming matchup tonight. It's 11th ranked Oregon and number 16 Auburn, 7:30 Eastern on ABC. This is a big opening weekend, really, for the Pac-12. Yeah. Stumbled again last year, missed out on the playoff. They've lost 9 consecutive games as a conference to ranked SEC opponents, so a big opportunity for Oregon tonight.
Yeah, Arizona took an L early on against Hawaii, so you know the bottom tier of the Pac-12 is a problem because they haven't been able to kind of stay up with a lot of these other conference teams that are mid-area guys.
Quarterback keeper all the way for Cephas Johnson, who replaces Evan Orth, who replaced it someone else. It's 6 years in a row with a new starting quarterback, and finally Steve Campbell hopes to have some continuity with his young quarterback for the next several years.
We got a blitz coming here from Nebraska.
Davis was inching up there on the edge, and they just will go ahead and let that time expire to end the third quarter. An eventful one in Lincoln. Defense, special teams, turnovers. It all started well for Nebraska and then turned South Alabama's way. We got a 1-touchdown game into the fourth. Start of the fourth quarter, Nebraska up a touchdown on South Alabama, and the ball's out. And the defense scores for the second time today.
Cam Taylor, he is Mr. Everything. He's a safety, a corner, a linebacker. They needed a big play from this defense. We saw one early in the game when the corner came off the edge, showed the ball, got it out of the quarterback's hands, and then again, a secondary player making a huge, huge play for Nebraska.
Three scores in the second half, none by the offense, as the defense and the special teams comes through huge. Extra point, Jorgensen is good, 35-21.
Expecting big things. Cam Taylor coming sneaking right here. He's going to come unblocked. Again, trying to get that action away, but look at this, bam, right on the back. Again, Cephas Johnson does not feel that pressure. Again, coming down on the outside. Cephas Johnson, watch his head. Everything's looking right. He doesn't even feel him coming. Those are the most dangerous ones right there on the backside. Huge play. Defense coming up big again for Nebraska.
Delayed blitz from the safety position. That has got to be something that Cephas Johnson sees. The offensive linemen, their eyes are on that front line there. They're passing things off, but that safety, that's got to be on the quarterback.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. It's a defensive unit. Eric Shenander wanted more takeaways. They've got 3 of them today and have scored on all 3.
It's been the difference, Beth. I mean, take away that in the special teams. This offense has done nothing for Nebraska. They've been saved by the other levels, the other phases of this football team, and that's great. There's a guy that's happy. He's definitely pumped up. You know, Shenander is a guy that's been working hard. He didn't know what to expect from his players in the game. He said, listen, I don't know what I'm going to get. They look good in practice, but they got to go out there and do it. They're coming up big for this football team.
A couple of forced fumbles and a pick 6. And they grabbed the momentum right back after South Alabama was knocking on the door a bit.
And last year, Nebraska's defense, 20 takeaways, but 14 of them came in the second half of the season. So you know he loves getting 3 of them here in the first game.
Now, if you're a quarterback coming back, you know, how do you feel? You take a big hit, 2 big turnovers. You've been able to come back each time. Cephas Johnson's been able to hang in there. Does he have enough to put a drive together after those big plays against him?
Minter to the 24. Bo Berry was around the ball again. Got a flag down. The players exchanging some pleasantries.
Illegal substitution, 12 men on defense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Second time they've been called for that. Well, the key plays, certainly it started with Jack Stoll, the nice catch to open things up, and then Eric Lee, the pick 6, Spielman with the punt return, Alex Davis, the scoop and score, and then scoring off of a couple of turnovers here in the second half for South Alabama.
Not exactly the start offensively for Scott Frost. I'm sure he's milling, you know, how he can get these guys going, get to a pace. Martinez hasn't really been, there hasn't been clarity in his game, especially passing. It's been all over the place offensively, but his defense has picked up their game.
Not a lot of room to run off the left side for Terry and Avery. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. And let's see, they gave him a pretty good spot. They'll go ahead and move him. 1st and 10.
True freshman Garrett Nelson was talking to defensive coordinator Eric Shenander, and he just said this guy is out of his mind. He said he puts smelling salts in his nostrils and takes deep breaths. I said, this guy is, he said a meathead, but he meant this guy is just all football. He's a big kid, And he said there's a future for him. There's a lot of promise for his development here at Nebraska.
He's a true freshman out of Scotts Bluffs, Nebraska. They've got a good young group of freshman linebackers coming in.
And Anthony down here on the field, first of all, he has one of the all-time best mullets, and I mean all-time. And there were two different coaches, Nebraska coaches, that walked by me while I was here watching him warm up, and both of them said he is out of his mind. But they meant that in a good way.
We got Farniak, right, the center. He's got flowing hair. We got the tight end, Stoll. I mean, are we looking at a head and shoulders thing here in the future or what? I mean, is Troy Polamalu going to pop out of the stands and throw him a bottle? I mean, start directing commercials here for...
You guys got to up your game. I mean, I'm doing my part.
Look at this guy. Look at that's some flow right there. Look at that. Got it. There's some product he uses day to day to keep that flow. Beth, help me out, Beth. Here we go. Big play, Beth.
3rd and 6.
Nebraska's come up big. Is it pressure? Do they try to sneak it out? Let's see how they go.
And a timeout. Big 3rd down play coming up when we return.
Get out and get it. Get out and get it.
You're watching the Big Ten on ESPN. Big 3rd down situation coming up for the Jags of South Alabama.
I'm Cephas Johnson. I'm watching for a corner or safety blitz. That's been the best thing Nebraska's done all day.
Incomplete. DiCaprio, Boodle, and Lamar Jackson were coming in hot, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, Rocky's called it. He said corner, and that's what it was. Corner cat off the edge. Lamar Jackson didn't get there, but he made the process speed up for Johnson. Watch him come off the edge here. It's a tough throw, and you got to go through those long arms. Remember, 6'3", he's the biggest corner on the field for Nebraska.
3 non-offensive scores today for Nebraska. The last time that happened, 2005 against Wake Forest. Their defense has scored twice, and Spielman has a punt return. They'll have another chance here. Out across the 30-yard line. 10 yards on the return of the 41-yard kick. Cade Sutherland was there to trip him up. The Sports Center tonight, late night after Fresno State USC with Scott Van Pelt. They'll have the season debut of Tua and the Tide. They open up against Duke. Coming up next on ABC. Also an update from the U.S. Open. Coco and Naomi highlights for you. It's Sports Center with SVP after college football on ESPN and your ESPN app. Another touch here for Wan'Dale Robinson. To about the 36-yard line.
It's an opportunity for this offense to put something together. Really haven't had many plays. 3rd quarter kind of dominated by some big plays on defense by Nebraska and not allowing him to get the ball back.
Nice move in the backfield and a good cut, and the ball's out. The hit on Dedrick Mills was he already ruled down. The Jags say they're at the bottom of the pile with the ball.
This will be close. This will be really close. You know, as he's spinning around, does his back end hit the ground before that ball gets scraped out? That'll be the biggest.
Devin Rocket's the guy at the bottom of the pile that had it for the Jaguars. And as it sits right now, another takeaway.
Recovered by South Alabama.
I'll tell you, you can't see it there, but
This will be a better angle here.
It's going to be hard to
I'll tell you, from my angle down here, it looked like his backside was on the ground, but
no, I don't. Is that clear? I just.
Do they have the
I don't see-
visual evidence to
I just
reverse
don't,
that?
yeah, I don't see that clear enough to. Again, he's spinning. The ball's tucked here. Comes around. Again, I don't know where the ball is at that point. Is it scraping out? Are we saying he has the ball at that point and then it gets scraped out on the ground, or is it loose? Only the referee at that point can see it. And we just don't know where that ball is. And this defender is just covering up. I don't know if he's tucking that in his arm. It's already out. It may already be out, and the defender falls on it. You just can't tell.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, here's
there
the
it
ball.
is.
There it is. There's
it's
the ball.
out. When does it come out?
By the defense. That play is under further review.
It is out.
Yes.
It is out.
Yep, so he's off the ground. He's still off the ground.
Yep, he is definitely up. I think it actually bounces back into his belly, and that's where Rocket comes and grabs it.
That
Right
ball
there.
is right here. It comes out. Clearly, there's space. There's space there. He has not touched the ground. This is going to be a big play for South Alabama. And I'll tell you, Nebraska just can't get it right offensively. And look, Washington, remember, Beth, he didn't start the game, so doesn't have the touches, wasn't kind of getting that good warm-up and flow.
Well, that's Mills.
Oh, excuse me, Mills. Yeah, the ball is right here, and clearly the player is not touching the ground. You can see it. Took us a moment there, and that is Mills, excuse me.
But this may be his first action because Washington had the carries the other two drives.
Exactly.
It's only the third time they've had it in this second half.
Yeah, reverse that conversation. Mills hadn't start the second half. Now
There
he's
you
getting
go.
a touch, not prepared. That's what happens.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
Well, I think Steve Campbell's reaction said it all right there. So South Alabama with a takeaway. They've got 14 points off of turnovers. This is their third turnover forced, and the short field on the Husker side. 49-yard line.
And maybe you take a shot here at the bottom of your screen. You know, off turnovers, safety's all the way back on that side. He's starting to creep over. Maybe you take a shot down the sideline to mix it up.
Cephas Johnson for a couple off the left side. Ben Stilley was there for the tackle.
I think we're going to see South Alabama try to max protect as much as possible, maybe just 2- and 3-man routes, because really it's just been the pressure, the blitzes of Nebraska that's affected Cephas Johnson the most. Other than that, he's done pretty well.
It just has to have a better feel of those situations, especially on third down.
He's got some time here, and the throw with a man open inside the 30. K'Wan Baker. They have been finding space downfield.
You're right. The spaces have been there. You know, they're having a lot of big gains, especially not on third down. So maybe change it up. Right now, Nebraska's been heavy third down pressures. Maybe that second down, first down are really better opportunities for them to throw the football. And again, Johnson, like Rocky's saying, has been accurate for the most part in this football game, making plays.
Baker in motion, he's got it on the jet sweep. Great job busting through there to break it up, Markel Dismuke. And thrown for a big loss.
Safeties have done a nice job at just tracking, especially misdirection stuff. You get a lot of eye candy sometimes, and you get held in a spot. You see Dismuke was full speed downhill and able to wrap up for that big loss.
They're going to give him some forward progress there, and ends up being only a loss of 4 yards. Baker had to come over to the sideline. Johnson, they pick off the blitz off the edge. A missed tackle by Dismuke allows Sutherland to pick up some more yardage. Gain of 8
That's not an easy throw now. That's a big arm. You know, Johnson's showing you that he's got some serious arm talent. Check his numbers out. Had that interception in the game that ran in for a touchdown, but 8 for 9. So the accuracy is there. Can he mitigate third down? That's the problem so far in this football game. He's got to have a sense of urgency. Dispute number 19 is on the edge here, and that may be a problem, the reason why they call timeout.
After Baker came off to the side, they were massaging his calf. He was not out there for that last play. Back for third down in a moment. The 369th consecutive sellout, a streak that dates back to 1962 for the Huskers, and the home crowd trying to help them out right here on a 3rd down and 6.
He's daring Lamar Jackson to come get him.
He looks like he may. That safety's down, maybe covering him up. We'll see.
Throws underneath and it's caught. And a 1st down to Cade Sutherland on the crossing route.
The heck of a pickup that is. He's got a guy right in his face. That was Khalil Davis, number 94. And he's able to mitigate that, be calm in the pocket, and they get a nice throw and catch to Sutherland, who makes his first grab, I believe, of the day. Second.
Johnson now 16 of 26. They'll run it with Minter. Trying to cash in their 3rd turnover of the day. They've scored off of the previous 2. They have triple the offensive yardage to Nebraska here in the 2nd half, partially because Nebraska has scored 3 times from its defense and special teams.
Just when you think Nebraska's got them, they keep fighting back every single time.
Option left, the pitch. Minter, nice one-handed grab and hauled down immediately by Colin Miller. Third down and 7. Coming back to Baker, and it's intercepted. Went through his hands, and it's picked off by Cam Taylor. And out across midfield. 48 yards on the return. Flags everywhere around the Nebraska sideline with guys coming out onto the field as the defense comes up huge again. That's their 4th takeaway.
Yeah, the accuracy is off here.
Sideline warning, Nebraska bench. There is no penalty, no yardage penalty for that. It is a warning. 1st down, Nebraska.
Dismuke is in that hole there. Johnson feels him, throws the ball behind his receiver, but just too far. And Cam Taylor, who just has a knack right now getting around big plays, especially in the 2nd half, is able to find that football and intercept it. Again, it's been a tough one. Johnson's fought hard in this game, but this Nebraska defense has challenged them all the way throughout and been able to create huge turnovers.
First career pick for Cam. He also has forced a fumble today. Turnovers costly. Martinez telling his guys to settle down. Robinson drifts out of the backfield. Adrian will run it the other way and shoved out after a 2-yard gain. Well, what they'd rather not do at this point is get that clock stopped.
The Jags defense has kept Martinez in check, and it really is about how you string out your defensive players and you get to the outside. Can you prevent him from cutback lanes and things of that nature? They've done a nice job with that, tackling on the spot. They've been very competitive. It's a very good dual threat quarterback.
Under 7 minutes to go. Washington met at the line, and down he goes. Sean Brown was there waiting. 3rd down.
Pretty conservative on this drive. I mean, all this offense that they had, the players, to go 2 runs in a row, you just get the ball back on a turnover. You like to see some fireworks potentially. Now they're on 3rd and 7. It's going to be tough.
Stewart creeping up on that right side defensively.
Wan'Dale Robinson up here in the slot.
Martinez dances and down to the 45, and it's 4th down.
It's a coverage sack. Everybody's covered up. Jag DBs. Not a lot of anything from Scott Frost on the sidelines. As we've panned to him several times throughout this game, kind of maybe mystified on what he's seen so far offensively, but give credit to the Jaguars. Greg Stewart, defensive coordinator.
Yep.
This guy's had a plan. I mean, this guy's come in, they said, look, we want to get our guys out there, play as hard as we can. We know we gave up explosive plays last year. We know we gave up close to 40 points in the Sun Belt, but they felt like their team speed was the difference last year, and they got that now.
Bounding into the end zone for the touchback, a 45-yard punt. 5:22 for the Jags to try and make something happen. That one's getting interesting now. Can South Alabama make something happen? The Nebraska defense has been very opportunistic. 4 takeaways, they've scored twice. Trying to close this one down in the season opener. Helmet is off for Cephas Johnson, so he's got to come out for a play.
Tylen Morton looks like the jump in.
Junior out of Griffin, Georgia, junior college transfer.
Bet you it's a run, Beth. What do you think?
I would agree.
Wow.
Oh, I could have won.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness, and it's intercepted.
Shocking.
And that's why it probably should have been a run.
I'm telling you, I'm shocked at that. Let's be honest, that's not fair to him. It's not fair to that quarterback to go out there. And the helmet fell off. It wasn't a planned play. Kid hasn't thrown one warm-up since the beginning of this game, and you ask him to throw it deep out. And the way the secondary's been playing for Nebraska, they're just staying home. They're not falling for these little tricks. It's an easy one.
That's Eric Lee's 2nd of the day. And the 5th turnover.
And I almost looked like, Southern wasn't really prepared for that to come to him. Just a poor decision. And he's probably kicking himself right now, Coach Campbell is.
So now an opportunity for Nebraska to really work that clock. 4:42 to go. Washington. And a flag down and out of bounds to stop the clock.
Holding, offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat 1st down. Number 4 has to go out for 1 play for South Alabama for helmet off.
Team captain, Matt Farniak, the older brother of Will Farniak. They both have the flowing hair there. It's a trend on this football team for sure.
They'll put them back at their own 48-yard line. Keep it on the ground. And a nice bounce to the outside for Maurice Washington. Knocked out by Travis Reed. And a gain of 10.
see the difference in speed clearly between Washington and Mills. You know, Mills, we talked about him being a weight room freak, a downhill guy, a little bit of a bigger body. And you got a little more leaner, 6'1", 190 Washington, who can kind of weave his way around defenders.
Try Washington up the middle, and Jeffrey Watley was there waiting.
It looks like Nebraska's not going to try to work on much here towards the end of this quarter. Just want to kind of run this clock down and kind of reassess the offense. I mean, as you look here, and you know, I know Scott Frost can't be happy with the performance. I think it starts up front too, Rocky. We said it early on. The Jags defensive line really kind of controlled the guys up front.
They really did, and there was some replacements here on this offensive line, but they felt pretty good about it coming into this game, but certainly some more work to do.
And the quarterback keeper on third down, Martinez. And that'll set up a fourth down here.
And, you know, Martinez really hasn't looked like he's been on track as well. You know, as you watch him, it looked like they may bring the offense back out.
Anthony, I agree with you. Just, again, I said it earlier, but from a body language standpoint, just hasn't looked like that confident kid who's grasped the entire offense that we've just been talked about all offseason.
And maybe, you know, last year he didn't understand all the progressions, right? They said, you know, it wasn't clicking for him, but he was just hitting his first read, right? And he had a lot of success with it. Maybe now he's a little overthinking the process as a passer in this offense. And, okay, hey, I get to my next one, because I saw a couple times in this game, I saw if he just hung on to his original guy that he had his eye on. He had J.D. Spellman early in the game coming around the middle. Little spots where he could have maybe just hung on to it and threw it. Again, took his eyes off it and went through a progression that maybe he didn't have to go to.
So after Hammond and Hahn, they do get the punting unit out there. And that will stay in play for Nebraska to down it around the 5-yard line. 2:21 to play and a 2-touchdown lead for the Huskers.
Let's take a look at the blimp-worthy play brought to you by Goodyear. Check this out now. This defense has been big. You got Lamar Jackson, the 6'3" corner, coming off the edge, causing havoc. And then, hey, guess what? Eric Lee's getting a chance at safety today, making the most of his opportunity. And then there's that guy, Cam Taylor. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. A big sack. And then guess what? Johnny on the spot. He gets another opportunity to make a play, catching the coach's eyes. Without the defense today, Nebraska be in a world of trouble, Beth, in this football game.
Well, the defense and the special teams have outscored the offense. 21 points from those two units. Now time of the essence for South Alabama. They were able to grab the momentum back for a while in this second half. And then the defense responded. What's Matt Barry got for us? Let's go to the studio.
Beth, I have the return of the Mac. Mac Brown back on a coaching sideline for the first time since 2013. He returns to UNC for the first time since 1997. North Carolina, South Carolina coming up right here on ESPN following the conclusion of the Nebraska game.
Battle of the Carolinas there. He's got a freshman quarterback, Sam Howell, at the helm. Big-time recruit. And bouncing out for a first down and more is Jalen Tolbert out across the 30. Gain of 27. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Jackson State coming up next for South Alabama. The Huskers will get ready for a road trip to Colorado. You know, they've had that one circled for a while. Down the seam, And down the hash marks he goes. Sutherland inside the 30.
A little more aggressive offensive movement here by Jags, and they look okay. I mean, they've been really struggling on those third down pressures, but when given the opportunity, Johnson, who I think is going to have a tremendous year just off what we saw during the Sun Belt Conference play, is really a really sweet pass. He's got a nice touch on the football, and there's some promise for him.
Tonight on ABC, the only matchup of ranked teams this weekend coming your way with Oregon and Auburn. The veteran Justin Herbert, the rookie Bo Nix. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Primetime tomorrow night with Houston and Oklahoma. Primetime Monday night with Notre Dame and Louisville.
What are you doing the rest of the weekend, Beth?
Watching a lot of football.
Throw in a little boxing, maybe?
Down goes the quarterback, Cephas Johnson, and a sack. Khalil Davis and Alex Davis comboing.
Brotherly love there, on the same page. Coming off the inside here, just making a big play, trying to just gather themselves, and on the spot, you see number 22 as well, Alex Davis.
Good job by Davis, dipping that shoulder and coming up underneath. That's big time.
Under a minute to go. Tunnel strain. Ricocheting down to the 36-yard line. Devin Boyson, the freshman from Crestview, Florida. And a gain of 5. Well, certainly plenty of work to do for Nebraska, but a much better feeling this year than last when the opener was canceled due to the bad weather. And a lot of folks around here think that was a bad omen, a bad tone setter for the rocky start that they had a year ago. That pass out of bounds, incomplete. So if nothing else, I think a lot of fans breathing a sigh of relief. Okay, we got to play, we got to win. Let's see now if we can build off of that. Going to be emotional against Colorado, a team they lost to, team they really thought they could have beat, and a team that knocked out their quarterback, Adrian Martinez.
You're right, and you can learn a lot from this tape, but the one thing you won't be able to learn is the flow and the continuity of what your offense, what you want it to be. It was really nothing there to go off of. I don't know if it was necessarily mistakes, but more or less just good play by South Alabama. Up front, their defensive line, clogging up the run holes, and good coverage on the back end. So you got to make plays sometimes, but overall, I think this Nebraska offense is going to get better as the season rolls on, but they had their ups and downs versus the Jaguars today.
Martinez takes a knee, and that'll do it. 2 touchdowns from the defense, a touchdown from the special teams, and a 35-21 win for Nebraska over South Alabama. Let's go down to the field now with Rocky.
Coach, your offense struggled a bit today, but your defense, 5 turnovers led to 3 scores. How pleased were you with them?
Well, I got to give a lot of credit to them. Without those turnovers, we were in a dogfight. Defense bailed us out today, but that's as poor offensive performance as I've been a part of in a long time. So we got to go back to work and make sure we get this fixed. And we got the guys to do it, so we just got to fix it.
Anything specifically offensive you saw that you need to really correct?
Defensively, we had great practice all week. Offensively, we didn't have very good Tuesday and Wednesday. And if you're not detailed in practice, you can't expect to come out on the field and be detailed.
Assess the performance of your quarterback, Adrian Martinez.
I didn't think he had his best game. Some of the decisions and mistakes we made were his. I know how good he is. I'm not worried about the quarterback.
Congrats, Coach.
Thanks.
Scott Frost with Rocky Boyman and a home win for Nebraska, the 369th consecutive sellout, and they go home happy. Coming up next, South Carolina and North Carolina. Now let's get you back to the studio. Matt Berry, Joey Galloway, and Jesse Palmer.